So I want to show you how I get a repeating pattern with the Velveteen stamp. And there are just a couple of things that I do to kind of help me get everything lined up and keep it fairly straight. It's not perfect, but you could certainly take more time and be a little more fussy with it and probably use this method to get it perfect. But let me just show you how I do it. I'm using this one sheet of the Velveteen Stamp Set, and I went ahead and removed it from the clear sheet it comes on, and I applied it to the thin mount. I have just a portion of the thin mount here just to make it easier to work with. And I did line it up so that it goes on a straight line, and approximately put it in the center so that there's about the same amount of space at the top and the bottom. And that's because I want to get my first piece right as close to the center as I can, because we'll build everything else off of that. And I'll show you what we're going to put it on in just a second. I'm kind of struggling with space trying to get the camera angle right, but let me also show you, I'm going to be using Apothecary paint in Deb's DIY. And I love stamping with chalk paint because you can get some wonderful colors, but it does present a little more of a challenge because it's pretty thick. And these DIY stamps have a lot of detail. So it does work best with ink, but to use it with paint, what you need to do is actually water the paint down just a little bit. So I added a little bit of water to my paint, and I'm just putting it on this plastic sheet here. And I'm just pouring a little bit on there. And I'll take my brayer and I'll start to spread it out. Now, I'm not really concerned with the paint on the sheet. I'm concerned with the paint on the brayer itself. We want a nice thin coat of paint. So that's pretty good. I like the way that looks like it's gonna be a good consistency for my stamp. I want it not too thin, not too thick, so you may need to experiment with that just a little bit on your own. And this space is a real issue, but this is the pattern, what it looks like when it's all, let me pull this up a little bit, when it's all on the piece. And so we use that one stamp and we just repeat that pattern all across there until we get it all on. So we're going to do the other side. So the first thing that I did was find the center of my piece. But it's about 27.5 inches. So 13 3/4 is going to be about the center. And I just have this little piece of tape just so I have a rough idea of where that center is. This isn't going to be perfect on here, but using this method will at least make it not look oddly off. So I'm going to use that center point to lay down the center of my stamp. I also roughly want the same amount of space on the bottom and the top here. So that's about how I'm going to lay that stamp down. So I'm going to use my brayer I'm just going to roll that paint on. And now you can see that gorgeous detail. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to add a little bit more. I do want it to be nice and wet when I lay it on, otherwise it won't all transfer. I do have to move a little quickly with the paint. Now I'm just kind of remembering where I had it, kind of lining it up top and bottom, trying to get it as straight as I can. Drop that down on there. And now I'm just touching this whole stamp so that all that paint will come off on our piece. Ooh, looks good. Looks really good. Okay, now because I'm using paint, I am taking a wet wipe and actually removing most of that paint off each time. I feel like if you keep adding layers on there, it starts to get pretty gunky, and I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks after it's getting a little gunkier. And I just use a paper towel to dry that off. And now, because this stamp is designed to be a repeating pattern, so the bottom of the stamp lines up with the top of the stamp very well. And when you have it on this thin mount, you can see through, so you can tell where you want it to line up. I line this piece right into this piece, and then try to get it pretty straight without anything touching. Although if it touches a little bit, it's not super obvious. But now I'm just, when I put my ink on or my paint on, I'm just going to put it right here at the bottom. Like this. Then again, I'm just kind of lining everything up as closely as I can. And touching all the way across. Pop it off. And there you can see it. Looks like I still had a little bit of water on my stamp, but I think that'll be okay. I'm going to clean this off with my baby wipe. Dry it off with my paper towel. Try to do it a little better this time. And now we're going to line the top of the stamp up with the bottom here. And so pretty much the same method. I just roll it on here onto the top. And there we go. Now we have a full, we have that that first little stripe, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but I'm going to put it all the way across. So so this next piece is just going to butt up right next to it here. And again, you can kind of peek through and see where the parts match up. Let me go ahead and put that paint on there. Now I'll put it next to it. Line it up. Drop it down and then just touch the whole stamp. There we go. Now I'll do the bottom up here and the top down here, and we'll have our second stripe. And I am just going to keep doing this all the way across.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Amazeballs.
I'm super happy with it too.
So good.
Thank you. Thank
goodness. The before pictures of this, it had been ridden hard.
Oh yes. Yeah, it was this was out we got it at an auction. And I don't know if it was always out there, but it came out of a garage, and I suspect that it had just been in a garage full of tools, and
it was kind of a barn / garage.
Yes.
And it was well used, well worked, had a broken handle. Things had been spilt inside, and you took that old thing and turned it into art. You did such a beautiful job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I have a passion for wooden totes. I don't know what that is.
I know you do.
But if there's a wooden tote, I will buy it. Unless the price is just crazy, guaranteed I'll buy it. And so we got these for a pretty good price. There were 2 of them. We sold one, and this one I decided to keep and paint. And I love how it turned out.
You did such a good job. Such a good job, dear.
Thank you.
What did you use?
All right, so I painted it. Well, first I did seal it with Salvation Solution because it did look like, you know, some oil or something had spilled on it. So you sanded it, we sealed it, and then this darker color that's on here, the handle and the base of it is Bohemian Blue, which this was the first time I ever just straight painted Bohemian Blue on something, and what a pretty color.
Oh,
very gorgeous.
This pattern is kind of being repeated around our house a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. So.
Yes. So the Bohemian Blue, and then I did do some light distressing on the edges just to let a little bit of that original wood show through. And then the stamping part is Apothecary. So
that's DIY, Apothecary, and Bohemian Blue.
I think it really popped. It was better than using white. White would have worked, but I really like the combination of these 2 colors, and they're the colors we're using in our living room right now. So it was perfect.
You did a great job. And what was the stamp? Did you tell us what the stamp was?
It is Velveteen. This was from the most recent release. If you haven't tried these little 6x6 stamp sets, I highly recommend them. They're really fun. And this one's my favorite so far. It has that great damask. How do you say it? Repeating pattern. And so hopefully you watched me do that, saw how I lined it up. You could also maybe stagger them. You could do it that way as well, but either way you decide. Let me show you the ends here too.
Nice.
It looks really good, I think, on the ends. And this is just, this is probably still going to be on more things. I am not done with the stamp set yet.
What was there? There was ephemeral text. No, Kindest Regards.
Kindest Regards was my first. I don't know what you call it, but like a background stamp.
I would call it a background obsession stamp.
Yes, I get obsessed with the background stamp and use it over and over again. So kindest regards. Then it went to ephemeral text or ephemeral type. It has the same stamp, 2 different names, and now there's this one.
Well,
what'll be next?
I don't know, but it's going to be beautiful. I do know that. You do great work.
Thank you.
Thank you for this. This tote is actually going up on kind of a riser that we have. It's got some beautiful flowers in it and some accents. But you took this piece of, honestly, junk, and it had good bones, it had good structure, but it was chewed on.
It was.
And you turned it into something beautiful. So good job, dear.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we sign out?
Thanks for following along while I showed you how to do this. And please feel free to comment. You can ask questions. If you're looking for the IOD stamp, Velveteen, we have plenty of them on our website. That's harmonywintagedecor.com. And you can order it there. We ship it the next available shipping day. And there's all the IOD products are there. So.
And our soaps.
And our soaps.
So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting my wife. Remember, crafting together is the name of the video, because that's where real connections are made, when you guys are crafting together. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So see you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.